Oi, oi, you beautiful people. Hope everybody's having a good start of the week. It's Monday and here we are, we're getting real with Cockney Buddha. It's been a decent Monday. And this one's been bouncing around in my head. It's all about not shouting to win. Not shouting to win, I hear you say. Isn't that how you win? By raising your voice? No. And it's only going to get you into more trouble, isn't it, eh? So here I am in sunny Florida. We've had a little bit of cooler weather coming in. Oh, lovely. Ain't had much in the way of rain, though. And I'll tell you what, even though we ain't had much in the way of rain for a little few days, we are absolutely flooded. I'll tell you what. Because we've had enough, let me tell you. So it is nice this time of year down in Florida here. Yeah, this is the time, you know, it's nice in the evenings, you go out in the evening, me missus and I, like weekends, we go and have a little bit of a date night, go somewhere, even if it's just to go walk around shops or something like that. It's just a moment to get out, and I'll tell you what, I was a little bit of it's not much, but I tell you, well, I say not much, it is quite significant in a way, because of the way Florida weather is. As soon as you feel a little bit of a cooler air, you're like, oh, the fall is coming. Oh, dear me. But I think the old clocks go back soon, don't they? And I'm not sure when. So check your calendars, because I know it's coming up. So wherever you are, your clocks might not even go. Is it back? What is it? Forward, spring back, isn't it, or something? How does it work? No, spring, forward, fall back. There you go. Oh, I got there in the end. Jeez. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about the old having to raise our voices, or believing we have to raise our voices to win anything, right? Let me have a little slurp of tea, because I'll tell you what, I made a rosy. The other day I was coming on to do my podcast and I forgot my rosy. I had to go out there and make it. Tell you what, can't survive without a nice cut rosy. Hold up. Ah, delicious. Anger, especially if you are working with your own anger and rage. I work with rage with myself, and I work with clients with a lot of anger things as well. So if you've got any anger issues or anything, hit me up. I do one-on-one work, and I love what I do. I really do. And I use a lot of what I use to help myself in how I've found different ways. And this is one of them that I'm really working on now as well. I mean, it's always a work in progress. But this came up, and I thought, yeah, because I work with this and do this myself, and I tell my guys that as soon as you get angry, you've lost control. Think about that. As soon as you get angry, you're losing control. You may not even be angry at the actual situation that's in front of you. It could be a build-up, and especially if you're not in therapy or anything, guys, I'll tell you what, that shit will build, or it will stay there. Certain things that have happened in the past, and I'll tell you what, sometimes it doesn't mean that the thing in front of you is the thing that you're angry at. That's just a trigger to something, and then that anger comes out. So now you've got a double whammy coming on. Yeah. Trust me, I know because of this guy. God, blimey. I know what that bloody feels like, let me tell you. And sometimes you don't see it coming. And, one of the biggest things is with anger is knowing that you're actually even going into frustration. Because you'll know as soon as I know if I'm starting getting frustrated with something, I've got to be cautious about it. It's like, okay, I'm starting to see that I'm frustrated because I'm not going to own it. I'm going to be like, okay, what's that? And as soon as you separate yourself from it, you can look at it. So it's a matter of going, okay, I recognize frustration here. This could go into anger. So straight away, it's like, getting your breathing going and slowing your breath down and becoming an aware machine. Are you an aware machine? Cool, I like that word. I'm going to write that down right now. Aware machine. Hold up a minute. Aware machine. I'm actually going to use that maybe as the title. Oi, oi. It is really that. I mean, but Buddhism is a lot with awareness. Being aware, being present, being in contact with emotion, but without the reactions that we have. So if you can tune in, and it takes work, it takes a lot of work, and you will slip. I slip. I still can go into anger, and then all of a sudden it's take, especially if it's like hovering around my family. If something's going on with either one of my kids or my wife, and it's an outside something that's upsetting them, I've got to be extra cautious, a little bit extra cautious. And sometimes that means, guys, not getting involved in something, knowing that your partner or whoever, friends, whoever, can handle that situation. If they want something, they will let you know that they need you. I tell my wife and my kids, I'm here. If you need me, boom, shout. Now that's down to me to be able to work on my own frustrations, my own insecurities with something that may be going on. But there is certain things that we can do to not, what should I say, throw the wood on the fire, like fuel it. You don't want to go over to it and start fanning it open and see if it's going to freaking start catching fire again, because it will. If there's enough fuel there, if there's enough embers there that'll just just slightly lit, fan it up a little bit, and I'll tell you what, you'll soon bleed and explode. And that is what I mean. It means being in touch with what is actually going on. Now, when it comes down to anger, as soon as we start getting angry, where are we? We're not in the present, probably. We're off somewhere. We're tuning into insecurities. We've got certain people that are flashing. And this is not happening over a long period. You're not going, you're not in reverse at this point. You are flying. Your head is, and trust me, you can get into that rage and it can become the kind of like, I don't want to say euphoric, but it's like something's being answered. It's a weird, anybody that has that rage, I tell you, you know when you're there. And when you get there, it's not good now, because now it could fuel you. You can start picking that argument, picking that fight, making it want to go, in the direction of a fight. It doesn't work out well. It doesn't work out well at all. And be careful of the people that you love the most, because I tell you what, it fires towards them. Because there's less, I believe, this is my own theory, but I believe that when you look at those that are really close and love you, there's less chance of them walking away than somebody else. We don't want to be abandoned or rejected. So there's less chance. So we may even come in heavier with those. You want to really be cautious of this with anger, especially if you work with your anger. So anyway, once you have a little bit of an awareness of what's going on, or the beginning stages of what's going on, if you go into that real anger, going on rage, you don't even have to be in a rage, it's just that anger, you've lost control. You've lost control. My old man always told me, and I remember this like clearly. Now he was a commando in the Second World War. He did unarmed combat and shit like that. And I always remember him saying to me, you got to keep a calm, clear head, son, or words to those effect. Like, you want to stay calm. Never asked him how. Never asked him how. I put my dad up on a pedestal, mate. No wrong. That was one of my problems. Can't do any wrong. Both my parents put them on pedestals, and it's, you know, looking at a kind of notes, and I did everything to keep them happy and that. So it's like, you know, some of that can come with anger. That can fuel you as well. So once you get to realise that, oh, hang on a minute, now work with that. What you're going to do, if you stay in that same position, you know, the odds of it, especially if you work with it, but the odds of it fueling, you're not a monk. Unless you are a monk and listen to this, I'll tell you what, if you are, please, anybody, hit me up, give me shout me out, because look at me on the bloody microphone. I switch the microphone on, I can't stop bloody talking, right? So I like a chin wag. Let me tell you, I like a chin wag, W-A-G, chin wag, like your chin wagging up and down, chat, right? So being aware of your anger starting to move is the first thing, because now you can do something with that. But the calm mind is what keeps you in control. I know with myself, if I start going fricking off my head, I'm not in control. And what scares me is I don't know what will happen sometimes. You know, you get into that like, I don't know. Someone would say, well, what do you think would happen? I don't know. Because you turn into a different mind in rage. I've been told I'm a completely different person. So you want to avoid going there at all costs, because I freaking hate that. I don't know about anybody else. You know, even like I said just now about how it can feel good because there's a certain, you got a lot of built up anger that hasn't been dealt with. And that's the one thing that you want to be doing with. That's the whole idea of therapy or a life coach or whatever, right? You want to be working on those things. You want to be working on those triggers and those fuels and that part. Otherwise, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. When you have an understanding of an idea of where it might be coming from, that comes into play with that pause, that breath. Because as you start to feel your anger going, breathe. I'm telling you now, breathe. Even if you have to push it out through the mouth. Tuning into what the breath's doing, what's happening with you. Putting that pause is going to be your best friend. I'm telling you now. Putting that pause is going to be your best friend. Because it's going to make the difference between the connection with the anger or connection with structure and how do I work with this. It's your choice. And yes, I slip, but I slip less often. I'm able to walk away. I'm able to reel myself in. I'm able to use pity. There's different things that I use when I work with people to help them work with their own anger, especially when it comes around people we love again. Having an understanding of who we are, who they are, what's going on with us, where it's coming from, the traumas that are involved, all that, right? But when you go into that anger, you're not in control. You're not in control. You're out of control at this point. You're out of control. Even if you go up and you start thumping somebody, right? You get into a bit of a fight, and there's that adrenaline rush, right? That euphoric, I'm going to take care of this shit. And then you go into it. But what happens after? I mean, right? Some of the guilt and shit that comes in with that and that, I've in my adult life, I'd say that I've come close to having punch-ups. Thank God I didn't, because that's really not the way to go. But close to. The others have backed down. But I've never been involved in a, like I say, I've been really, really close. Trust me, I've been really close. But I turn into, and I know I'm doing it, I turn into Mr. like glaze over. So I don't know. I know people that have been around me go, "Holy shit, dude," and I don't know if I come. Well, I probably do come off to somebody like that, and they're like, "What the fuck?" But you know. And I was bullied as a kid. That all plays a role. It all plays a role with my anger and how I am with anger and the rage in it now. Because back then, I did not stand up for myself. And I can tell you some stories that are like horrible. and you know, I've sat there in front of my therapist crying. And she's, you can see it on her face, like oh man. You know, and she'll say, how old were you? And I go back. It's like straight back. She's even said I've got PTSD with it because I can flash, and it's freaking horrible. Bullying is horrible, especially when it comes to anger. You can go either way. You can either go into the rage way where you're like, right, now I'm just going to clean shop. That's me. Or you go the other way to where you go within yourself. You're scared of everybody. You have a lot of fear with that. There's a lot of trauma involved with it. You don't want to go there again. So you avoid, and you end up with not many friends or very, very choice amount of friends, and you know, because there's safety in that. And, you know, it can really do a bloody number, bullying. God, blimey! I tell you what, I'm going to do some podcasts around that too. Around bullying. So if you're interested, hey, listen, hit me up again in the comments. Fire me a comment. Let me know that you're alive out there, yeah? And you're hearing me, because I love doing this. I really do. And hit me up. Hit the like and subscribe if you would, please, because it helps get these messages out to people. It only has to land, this one right here, only has to land in front of someone that has anger issues or anything like that. And this kind of rings a bell with them. And then they might even stretch out and say, hey, can you give me help? And you're helping somebody out. Trust me. So, and you're helping yourself out as well. And you're helping me out in a big way. And I appreciate each and every one of you for helping me out and supporting. I've got my supporters out there, and I love you guys. I tell you, you're the engine that keeps me going. It's an absolute. I know I'm sitting here talking to my room, but in my head, I'm speaking. Certain people will come to mind, and I'm speaking to everybody. And please come join the group. Come hit me up. I love doing this. So the anger, right? You know when you're going wrong. You know when I start feeling it. I will start feeling it. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. So why poke the bear, so to speak, right? Why poke the bear? Why wouldn't we do something to avoid going up to that bear and sticking a stick on him, right? Why don't we work with what we know and what we can do? And again, if you don't know, hit me up. I do one-on-one work, and I've got people referring me now, and I love it, because that's the best way to go, because people have already got an idea that you're a decent person. Otherwise, this person over here who they trust wouldn't be passing them over, would they? So I love when I get referrals. So all you guys out there that are working with your anger, I tell you, I feel you. I really do. But losing your rag, let me tell you, it just doesn't get you anywhere. You're not in control. And whenever I say to my guys that have issues with the anger, you're not in control. Everybody wants to be in control. And when it comes down to that anger, it can really get you in trouble if we don't get on top of that. and anger comes. There's going to be more podcasts than that on anger, let me tell you. And I think I'm going to be taking a different approach to the vlogging side. I'm going to keep it to the GoPro work at some point, I think, because I'm really enjoying. I'm going to learn all about it. I just downloaded a course, all you hear? Just to learn about the editing. I want to really learn the editing side of things. Because that fascinates me. Like, I even want to watch movies now. I'm like, oh, that's really good. I watched one the other day. It was banging. End of the movie sucks. But the way it was filmed in that was really, really good. But anyway, guys, I love each and every one of you. And please, go and hit that like and subscribe for me, and pass me around. You're a freaking diamond bunch of people. Love yous. Stay that course. Namaste.